Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to my channel and to a Punched Out Thursday to Die For with Kathy, Krista, myself, Dorothy, Rebecca, and Sonia. And we will all be using our punches and or dies. And this is a template I have for the Pinewood Derby little car thing. I have made layouts before for them, and after the second time making it, I made a template while I was doing it. Well, not after, when I went to do the second time. I made a template so that I would have it and it'd be easier the next time instead of, doing a lot of racing and all that stuff. I just go with the simple one. If they get any more complicated, I might have to make another template or just go with the flow. The collection I'm using is So Rad by Simple Stories, and I was going to do this layout for Saturday Stash Dive, but then I thought, well, I've got so much that I am going to punch out and stuff that I'm just going to go ahead and change it to Punched Out Thursday, even though this is an older collection. It came out in 2015. And it's still super cute and hasn't aged a day. Now, when I took and cut the wheel wells out on my car with the punch, it was a 1 3/4 inch punch. And I have the little templates for that too, and I marked it so I know how far to go in. It looks like they're pretty far, but these kind of cars are low riders. And once I put the wheels in there, it won't look like so much. And I did forget to put the black stripe down the back, so I have to take care of that now. And do a little bit of fussy cutting to make up for my mistake. It's been a while since I made one. And then the wheel itself, it's 1.5 inch. And the little gray piece in the middle is a 1/4 inch. And I would have made the hubcap bigger, but I wanted to kind of sort of little bit match his. And his just has like the axle thing there, so it is pretty small. I'm using a strip of one of the pattern papers down there at the bottom, and then I'm putting this black strip on there, and I'm going to put little white dash lines on there. I have 2 sticker sheets of this because I got one. I'm pretty sure it was from Peachy Cheap after I got the collection. And so I have 2 sticker sheets. Both of this is gone. They do have the 12 inch, or maybe it's not 12 inch, sometimes it's not. But both of those stickers are gone on both of them. I think there's maybe a 3-inch piece left on there. And I wanted this on here to set my car on the white line. Of course, in the collection, it is a yellow line, but it's a white line on my layout and me drawing it myself because I don't have anything that shows up that's yellow. The paper I'm using that's black is Coronations, and the opposite side is orange, so that makes the core orange. And I'm cutting below the picture so that I can tear it and to have the orange to show on there. It's not a very wide tear. I wasn't exactly sure how much space I was going to have if I went down far enough when I cut it or not. So I didn't make it very wide, and I'm glad I didn't because it don't look like as much as it did when I was cutting it out of the paper. I wrapped the twine, it's an orange twine too, around I guess it'd be the photo mat 3 times, I believe it was, just so that it looked thicker and give it a little bit more texture too. And I'm going to put my picture down, then I'm going to start to put my car down. But as you can see, the fender wells are showing the wood grain and the twine and stuff. And it don't look too bad on some papers you lay it on, but I thought it didn't look right on having like one tire, one thing with the wood grain, and then the other tire something else. So I am going to back those wheel wells with that orange cardstock that's on the back of the pictures. I'm adding foam tape to the back end of my car because matting and everything on the pictures is a little bit much, but I'm going to turn around before it's all said and done and add a little bit more foam tape, but not as thick foam tape, just so the front of my car will stand up better. And there's the orange cardstock. And I am deciding that the best way to put it on there is to punch it out with the 2-inch punch so it covers that whole area and then trim it off. And I really like how it turned out. Fun fact, just in case you don't have boys in Cub Scouts and don't know this, the first Pinewood Derby was done in California back in 1953. Yeah, in somebody's backyard. And think how much it's grown since then. My son did them. My grandkids have done them. My grandsons have done them. My nephew there has done them. So, yeah, a lot of people's done the Pinewood Derby. And I always wanted to go, but they always tell me no. Now, the color of the car looks kind of light in this video. I don't know if it's going to look light in the pictures or not. I didn't really pay attention. But it's not really a light orange. It's a more medium to dark. And, of course, it needs to be that for the little hexagons to show up in the background. And I am going to decorate the car a little bit. I'm not exactly done with it. The letters I used for the title, I was busy trying to think what the letters were, is the father and son is the Echo Park letterboard, and then the Pinecone Derby is a diamond press one. I did try to add the Good Times arrow straight onto that black stripe, but it was just a little bit too close to the same size, so I backed it in black so it'd hang over just a tiny bit on the top and the bottom and not be exactly the same size. Now, my plan was to embellish, of course, and I thought, well, I need to make sure I have some of that teal everywhere. So it's like one of the first things I pulled out. But apparently I didn't pull much over there. I'm going to have to end up going back to the sticker sheet, which is still laying over to the side, and get a sticker and add to it. And, oh, and this, like number 1 ribbon thing. I think it's a rosette or whatever. Anyway, he did not win that day. I'd love to say he did, but he didn't. And of course, I don't think any of the kids in our family has. But it says cool kid number 1 because he is a number 1 cool kid. And he is a winner in my eyes. And he still has his Pinewood Derby car. He has a shelf that goes all the way around the room so that he can set stuff like that on it. And he even has a collection of those old Avon bottles that look like cars and stuff. Yeah, they're with the other cars all the way around the room because he likes them too. But I did start out good with that teal color and putting some down there on the bottom. But I'm going to have to hunt, like I said, to get some more to put them in each little cluster. Oh, and I was looking on this sticker sheet, and it says turbocharged. I had to throw it on here somewhere, even though it's the only black sticker on here. None of the words pertained to my layout other than that. So I didn't put it in a set of 3 here and there. I decided to put basically in the middle of the page and only have the 1. But I am repeating the black. And this collection actually has gears in it. It has them as stickers, as the clear stickers, and also has them as ephemera. And I haven't used them all because I usually talk myself into making my own so I can have a few more. And that's what I did today. Of course, it is punched out Thursday to die for, so I needed to use my punches and dies anyhow. I used my arrow punch, which I have neglected lately, and punched out 3 arrows. And I used my cork to do it. And it does have adhesive on the back. You just tear off the paper. Only on one of them, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to add foam tape to it and hope for the best because I wanted it to raise up, but I put the foam tape on there instead of tearing that piece off. But they are pretty sticky, so I think it'll stay. I think it'll be fine. But leaving it makes it more sturdier. And I thought it needed that since I was putting it on foam tape. And it is cork. You know, cork can fall apart on you. I had some before that has. But this cork pad, it is a pad, is more sturdy. And I haven't had any problems with it yet. And I've had it a while. I took the word bubble So Rad and I cut the little bottom part thing off so I could put it up there. It is kind of wonky. The right hand side's wider than the left hand side, so it might look a little wonky on there, but it's because it was a word bubble. And oh, I'm trying to pull out, I'm looking for the teal, but I ended up pulling one of the stars out and putting it in the middle of the gear. And I am going to have to cut a star from one of the, it's a little cluster with stars, but I only wanted the teal one. I didn't want to bring the yellow into the layout that I really don't hardly have any yellow, other than that paper down there at the bottom. And it's so mellow, it's hard to even notice it. I am using the washi strips on my layout and tearing the ends and adding them in a few places on the layout. I forgot to do it on the cluster down there at the bottom, but it was my intention to do it, to put what was left of the one up there under the arrow in the middle, which I can still do because I just finished the layout. So I can go back in there and do it, but it won't be in the photos. And I'm trying to look and see if there's anything else to add. And I thought, well, making sure there's 3 gears in each one of the clusters should be enough. So that's what I'm going to do. And while I'm doing that, I want to mention that down there below, you'll see the links to the other gals that are doing the Punched Out Thursday to Die For, using their punches and or dies. And you'll get lots of inspiration. I love working with my tools, so I love this series of us using our punches and tools. And there's my pictures. There's my Pinewood Derby car. And the sun was kind of bright in Ricky's face. I had him facing the sun, and it was a pretty bright day that day. But yeah, that's it. That's my layout. And if you leave a comment below, I'll get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, of course, I would love for you to subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. And there's the teal I put in that little cluster. It's the only thing I got in there. But yeah, that's it. That's my layout. And be sure to check out all the other gals and see what they did today. Oh, and that wood grain, it's simple stories also. I figured I might as well stick with the simple stories while doing this layout. But I hope y'all have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.